Just a little disclaimer though, this is the first time I've ever done a VOD review before. So like, if I sound like a noob, if I don't know what I'm talking about, then that's why. Literally have not done this before. Also, I haven't used the replay viewer that much. So with the Justice, first thing I want to do is I want to look at Janu, because from watching the game itself, I know that he had a really tough time. I remember the death count being high, so I just want to see how hard he gets focused here at the start by Philly. Because I'm pretty sure at the start of this fight he gets rolled, doesn't he? Okay, so he hooks Fury. He gets the bubble, hacked, and yeah, he just gets booped and he's dead. That's exactly what I thought. Like,
I might need this later.
Janu got destroyed. I'm probably just going to do the one game, maybe a second, depending how this goes. Let's see. So, Decay uses bubble. Just going to back out. Oh, doesn't Astro get a huge boot here? Yeah. Let's go back and look at that. They had no idea that Astro was going for that play. So, like, the only person, like, because everyone's behind a wall, the only person that logically could have, like, called out that Astro was going for that was Tuba, but I'm pretty sure he was looking at a health pack there, like, he wasn't even really, oh wait, I went back too much. Rip. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, there's no way he could have called that boop out. He was way too focused in this room.
Go. I might need this later.
Okay, so Philly, really good start for them. Astro, he's right where he needs to be with the ult. Tubo's not really getting anything done. So Justice plays split here. Alarm's gonna engage, and Aim God just gets hard focused. But Stitch wants to commit to this. He thinks it's... Why did he use Bob there? Did it look winnable from his point of view? I mean, I know Justice got point from that. I mean, like, he gets the kill on Dehisu, and at that second, Decay dies as he uses Bob. I think that's just kind of just unlucky on his part. But, I mean, they do get point, in all fairness. I mean, they had to commit a Bob just to do it, just to get, like, 10% or whatever. But, I mean, it's better than nothing, I suppose. But the thing to keep an eye on here, though, is Janu, who's literally not getting anything done, like, because these fights are happening so quick that he just can't do any damage. Like, he's getting the charge, like, if you watch from his point of view, he's getting the charge, but he dies, like, the second he uses his bubbles. Like, it's actually kind of insane. The priority from the Justice, or the Fusion, rather, right there, wasn't on Decay, but Aim God got rolled. Aim God got completely dominated there. Let me see this. Aim God was just all alone. He was isolated. He wanted to... He knew that... Oh yeah, that there's just... Where was... Could Arc even help him there? Is World Cup happening? I believe no. I'm pretty sure they already said World Cup isn't happening this year. And I mean, I can't blame them. You don't want to do it during a pandemic. Alright. Could Arc have done anything there to help Aim God? No, he was playing so far away. So yeah, his beam can't even touch him. Yeah, that's... Yeah.
See you later.
And then Astro just gets another 2K, because why not? Alright, so now Philly have a lot of ultimates. The Justice have a lot as well. But they're walking right into an EMP with nothing to protect them from it. Anyone here gonna watch the Goats Toronto tourney? I'm gonna try and watch it, I think. Alright, let's watch what Hisu does here. So Hisu's just providing the scouting. I'm going that way. Yep. He's probably just gonna, you know, rip the EMP here and that's it. He goes for aim god. Again. Yeah, see, that the K just dies instantly. Like, what can he do there? Like, how fast does Decay die here? He's trying to help John. He wasn't double up. Uses personal bubble, now he's just dead. This is the EMP. That's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. And like, that's just the round. Like, Decay didn't even get to use his grab. Like, he uses it at the end here, but it doesn't matter. The game's over. Or the round, I should say. That's just, yeah. Like, Decay only... He couldn't build up his ult. Like, that's so sad. Because whenever that man used his bubbles, I keep saying the Justice. The Fusion just jump on him every time. As soon as his personal bubble's down, they just like hard focus him. Yeah, that too. Justice had nothing for that EMP because they want to play this comp. You're gonna sacrifice the Lucio, then you have to find a different way. Like, you're depending on Decay to carry you and like do all the damage, you nano him, he gets grab or whatever, but when you hard focus him like that, like, who's gonna step up and save you? Like, you kind of have to hope that Stitch and Tupa can do something, but they have their hands full. Ivy and Hisu are no joke. But the Justice win this round, I think, right? So they're probably... I want to see if they make any adjustments or if Fusion just throw this. They're just thinking about how they should engage. Fusion will take the left route. Sato got close, but he's okay. Sec. Janu dies. Okay, how does... Wait, let me just see how this fight plays out. Res Janu. Now Decay has a lot of charge. He can start to do stuff finally. He didn't die immediately after using bubbles. They took it slow, and now they can just go right on the point and melt whoever goes in the way. But Aim God gets prioritized this time. The Fusion's priority is amazing in this game. It's something else. They can't get the point, and the Fusion are just building up their ult. The good news is that if Tuba goes quick, he could maybe get the EMP in it. This is just one long drawn-out play. So Janu does kill Ivy. Unfortunate he missed that hook. They have all the resources they need. They commit the bomb. They should be fine. So yeah, that was messy. Fusion got so much percentage out of that, but it felt like the Justice were winning that the whole time almost. But now this is where it gets interesting. There's a lot of ults across the board, but the Fusion, they're going to have all 6. They got the big 6. So this is on... I feel like this is kind of on Hisu and Funny Astro. Astro, you know, he needs to hide like any good Lucio. You got to hide and wait for that EMP to come out. then he still has to try and connect onto a lot of people as well, otherwise the Justice can really mess stuff up. It sucks with Astro though because... Oh, see, he's who does, but it sucks with Astro here because sure he can beat for the EMP, but then Decay kind of just has like a free grab essentially unless Fury beats it. See, there it is, and now Decay can just grab. Yeah. Exactly. It's just kind of just cleaning it up. Hi Veer Zero. Sorry if I did not pronounce that correctly, but hello. So yeah, Fusion committed a lot to that fight and they lost. Again though, they have the EMP, like that's the big thing, right? Hisu's gotta do something with this.
Here I am.
So,
See you later. Do something.
and meanwhile, they nano him to like, oh, it's so scary. Can't really get anything, but I mean, it buys you space and time. Hisu, you know, we're still waiting for him to use this EMP. I'm gonna either review just this one or maybe a second one, depending on how, like, in-depth we end up going. We'll see. Right now I'm in the Isu please use EMP waiting room. Like, Tupa literally has another one. I mean, this looks good for Fusion to just close it out. Like, Jono's just gonna touch, he's gonna trickle in. It's whatever. I think Hisu just needs to, like, be on point and wait. Like, I don't like where he's playing right now. Okay, now he wants to go in? Very indecisive EMP. Meanwhile, Astro ends up going off the map. Astro, what happened, my guy? You were probably hiding for EMP, I'm assuming, and then you got knocked off. Let's see. He's just waiting. He knows the EMP's coming. What a sneaky boot by Janu. That was just awful timing. Astro wanted to go in. I see. That's why that happened. Astro wanted to go in because he knew Tubo was about to use that EMP. But that's what Janu wanted, I think. He, like... Wow, that's actually crazy. EMP comes in. It only got Fury too, it really didn't even get that much, but, you know, that's what you're kind of trained to do as a Lucio, like, at the pro level. That's just like your instinct to hide and wait it out. Obviously that was the right thing to do for him, but Janu just kind of did a good job of predicting that, I think. Yeah, that's the round. If it ain't the man, the myth, the legend, ATP. Hello. Yeah, that was... Hisu, I think, waited a little too long to use that EMP. And by a little, I mean a lot of too long. That was kind of bad on his part. Like, I understand there were a lot of moments where he just couldn't use it. But sometimes I feel like, even at the pro level, you just have to, like, throw it out. Especially when you're holding onto it for so long. Because by the time you use it... then you can just build a second one, you know? Like, if you wait that long, you only have one chance, and if you can't capitalize on it, then you just... then you kind of just held on to that ult for the whole round for no reason, essentially. Like, you're banking on it just winning one fight. Even if, like, the first one doesn't work out. You know? Just build another one. Forehead. So I want to see if Hisu does a better job this round now. Okay, that's a good start. That's really good. Maybe a little careless there by Tuba to place that there. That's good redemption to start. Gets the hack onto Janu as well.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. Lisa's playing that a lot better. Being more decisive, that's what you need to do. Stitch just wrecks him. Yeah. Tuba just has to keep farming now, though. Because he has a pretty, like, good percent advantage over Astro here. And this is helping, like... If Tuba just uses this quick, this could be a fight win for Justice if they just play it smart. And, like, they pull their targets right and everything. Just use the EMP. Just use it. Just use it. Just use it. There you go.
I'm out of here.
But Janu died, like... Oh! No! Oh boy, but decay. Decay. Decay wants to win that so bad. I thought he nanoed the Mercy there for a second. No lie. I thought he nanoed Arc there. I thought AIM got nanoed Arc. Am I crazy to think that he nanoed Arc there? Like, hold on. It really, like, from his point of view, it looked like he nanoed Arc almost for me.
You don't want to miss out, do you?
Okay. Nah, I was just dumb. I'm just dumb. Now let's just take a second to appreciate Decay being Decay in this fight. A high charge, oh, he's 97 charge. Oh, it's a beautiful sight in the world. Like, Hisu can't do anything. Uses the grab for good measure. I mean, he probably didn't need... Yeah, that was an ill-advised grab. I guess it bought him space and kept him alive. I don't know, man. I think Fusion could just go in with beat here and just win, because there's no EMP to worry about. Is that just what we're gonna do? Yep. And they're all just gonna go right onto Janu. Oh my god. Where was Arc and all of that? He was just on Stitch. Arc was nowhere near Stitch there. Or, yeah, like... Oh no, so he was healing Stitch, but he couldn't see him going. That's just good target priority, man. I want to see this from Janu's point of view. This is probably like, oh god, oh jeez. Oh my god. Everyone's just on him. That's literally just everyone on Philly. Look at this. Moira, Diva, Sombra, Winston, Lucio. That's just the whole team. That's 5 people just on your Roadhog. That's brutal. That's absolutely brutal. And now Decay's just on his own. Rip. See, that was a pretty darn clean fight for Fusion. All they used was the beat. Now they could easily just, like, EMP bomb combo or something, or EMP anything, really. And the Justice have nothing. In what could be their last fight. Looks like it's going to be their last fight, at least their last good fight. Why is the orb just sitting there? Hello? What's with that orb? What the heck? Is that a glitch? What was that? Doesn't really matter, because Fusion don't even need EMP there.
EMP is charged.
Like, they just... Sato just takes control himself. Like, screw the EMP. We don't even need it. That's absurd. Sato taking initiative, proving he's one of the best main tanks in the game currently. Oh, yeah. See, aim god. Takes the big heals out of the fight, and, like, yeah. Nothing else to it. That's just a simple play that gets a lot of value. So again, he's, like, I can't blame Hisu this time for not using EMPs, whatever. It'd be nice if he could hack the ball, though. There you go. That was funny. Now just EMP that and win. Bye. That's match 1 going to the Philly Fusion. This was like the closest map in the series too, basically. Sato did used to be a booster, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Hello, the coconut. Cocoa nut. Okay. It's crazy how coordinated Sato is with Fury, considering he's swapping constantly between all tanks this year. Yeah! Fury and him have done a great job. Like, and Fury keeps on getting better and better. His Zarya has very much impressed me. Like, I don't think he was ever known too much for Zarya before this year, but he's been killing it. Now this is where things get interesting, though, because the Fusion give us a different look. It might be on their defense, though, right? But big man Carpe is in the game. Big bad Carpe. This is it. Skip along a little here. So now the Justice want to roll out with Aim God. And I mean, I think this is a good call. Because they know they're not going to really be playing a Somber here. But Decay just dies instantly. They get the res off. But as I was saying, yeah, like, he's just the Somber player. If he's not in the game, you can pretty much be certain they're not going to run it. But with the double sniper, though, this is terrifying. Because Ivy, it's ridiculous. Ivy Hanzo it's a beautiful thing to watch. Gonna go sleep now. See ya, Ninja. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, Carpe's just doing his thing. I got distracted. Let's go back here, because the Fusion do something interesting. Marcus the res off, yeah. This rotation by Philly's nice. They just go all the way around. We're gonna go up. Justice are kind of like just forced into a corner now. Getting a lot of space. Sonic doesn't find anything. Yeah, like, look at that. 3 members of the Justice are just forced back. They're forced back to this area of the map because of the threat of both tanks plus Ivy and Funny Astro coming at you at once. And now because you have both healers over there, Janu is way by himself with Decay in Hotel. And that could spell a lot of trouble. Thankfully, though, Stitch is able to get a nice kill on the Ivy just to, like, force out res. The Tuba cleans that up. So even though the Fusion got all that space, their snipers, the Fusion snipers, were on their own as well, though, or at least Carpe was with Alarm. So it's kind of like a 3v3 on like both sides of the map. But yeah, they just get rolled. There's no Astro there to help them. So when you're becoming a caster? Probably not ever, because Overwatch League probably don't care about me. Smile. I don't have any casting experience. I'm just a YouTuber, man. You never know what's gonna come up, though. You never know. Maybe one day. Imagine if Justice still had Corey. Yeah, I miss that guy. Hope he spreads the positivity to Valorant at least, though. So how does this fight going to turn out? I'm having a hard time remembering. I can always cast contenders first? Perhaps. So Carpe just gets rolled again. So Fusion, or Justice's plan really seems to just revolve around going after Carpe. And I can understand why you'd want to do that because it's Carpe. But oh man, I feel like they're maybe focusing a bit too hard on him here. Like Tuba's just trying to do his thing. Tuba. I don't even know if the bomb was necessary there. He could have saved. I think he might have been able to get away with headshotting Carpe and then just bombing Alarm, maybe. And Ivy just has the perfect position right now. Throw the dragon out. Can't hide in the hotel. I mean, Arc gets out, but then that's a nice shot, and that's also a nice shot. Yeah. Ivy doing his thing. This was an amazing map for Ivy. I think a huge mini play is just leaving Decay when he has bubble up. I guess.
The dragon stirs within me.
Nerf Ivy indeed.
See that which is
Guy had a
unseen.
crazy series in this particular matchup. Definitely want to take some time to appreciate what he did.
By the dragon.
Because he deserves it. One of the most underappreciated, in my opinion at least, flex DPS players from this year. Oh, that's just disgusting. Why was AimGod over there, though, by the way? Was any... I don't know what the plan was there, exactly. Okay, AimGod just comes off of spawn. Cool, cool, cool. The tanks and Tuba are doing their own thing. AimGod maybe steps a little too out of line. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know about that. Because Stitch and Arc and all that, Carpe just popped sights. They're like, we're going to hide over here where we know we're not going to get sniped. But, like, I guess AimGod did not get the memo. I don't know if there was a miscommunication issue. Like, I understand, yeah, you got to get behind a wall. But, like, probably should have stayed with your team. I mean, there's still a chance Ivy could have landed a headshot if he was in this area, I suppose, but the likelihood goes down. That's brutal, though. Little mistake there from AimGod, for sure. Back to Ivy. Wait, what did you say? Did you upgrade your setup, ATP? No, it's the same setup. I kind of just, like, had to make some adjustments for the microphone to make it louder for the stream and stuff. That's all. I upgraded my setup back in April, like, and during the summer, so I could stream and stuff with the PC and everything.
See through the dragon's eyes.
I was just hitting everything, man. This is just his game. John tries to go on the flank and they're like, nah. Bob to stall the cart. The Tuba Carpe again just gets bullied. Why does Tuba hate Carpe so much? Ivy's the one causing a problem, but just like, hey, I have a pulse bomb. I don't like Carpe. You're gonna die again. I suppose that wasn't a bad play. It's just funny to me. He keeps bullying him so bad. But, like, that's an easy res. Alarm. How does Saddle die there exactly? I'd like to know. Saddle die in the car. He gets cooked. Yeah, that'll do it. Alarm. Probably a little late on. What did... Was Alarm just late or did he not have... Wait. No, he had it. He could have used it. He was just a little late. I don't think he's... Yeah. I mean, like... What can you really do there? I mean, that's just a lot of damage. You get hooked. There's a Discord Orb. A damage boosted Ash. That's a lot of damage. Is this why Carpe was on the bench? Once he's not a victim of being bullied. Justice want to, or Fusion want to commit to this. They want Justice to use more resources. So Furies and Ivy are like, screw it, man, we're going in. I mean, they get Janu out of it. Stitch is kind of like in no man's land almost, but he's got the pocket. Carpe dies again. Alarm kills Decay. Fury's just like, please help me, I don't want to die. Just get out of there. Go back to your team, maybe. Okay. I'm interested to see how Sato does here, because he does have an ultimate available. That's a nice hook. But there's no follow-up because... Okay, there it is. I was gonna say. Sato just doing Sato things. He ain't a main tank. He ain't an off tank. He's a flex tank. Roadhog difference. By that I mean team difference, because the Fusion just are more fundamentally sound. Which shouldn't be surprised, because, I mean, look where they are right now. And Ivy just... Oh, that's ridiculous, man. They don't have a second to even breathe. Ivy's just all over that.
Activating the barrier.
Yeah, like, that's just... That sucks.
By the dragon.
Ivy's doing so many things right. He's hitting the shots more importantly. Gotta be careful there, though. That's kind of insane. That's just 2 ults down the drain. 3 ults, excuse me. 3 ults down the drain for nothing, really. That sucks. That was... Man. Justice really just... They wanted to do something there to get some kills. It looked promising. They were whole hogging. They were full spamming into a small room. And they kind of just... They kind of just set themselves up for disappointment. Like, we're going in. We're going this way. You see Fury. We're going for it. Ivy's there too. Screw it. Let's just go after them. It's closing on them. No one dies there. It's crazy to me that no one dies there. Did Tuba... I'm assuming Tuba maybe missed his pulse bomb. I feel like it's safe to assume he missed the bomb. Oh, my bad. Almost just gets one hit by Carpe. Fun. That sucks. He just threw that out because he saw 3 people in front of him and it gets nothing. Meanwhile, they use a bomb also. They use the whole hog. And that card's just going to keep on moving. Going for Carpe again. Focus him down. He's discorded. Can't kill him. Unfortunate. Dead. Yeah, that's just what you call a good old-fashioned roll. I don't know how else to explain that. Fusion just played that way better. Like, Justice throw 3 ults out and they get nothing.
Ready for battle.
I bet at this point the Justice are like, okay, we didn't sign up for this. Where's the dive comps? And now Ivy wants to play the Mei, which is interesting. Because this isn't a very brawly comp the Fusion are running. Everyone's kind of doing their own thing in this composition. Lots of people just taking different angles. How did Justice want to approach this? Are they also going to do what the Fusion did and just go right side? That's what it looks like. They know they have to be careful. They know there's a Mei. Like, Fusion are just waiting for this. They smell the blood and water. They're just like, go ahead, we dare you. Move in. Do it. Justice might as well, I think, just try going to point or, like, go left side. Like, I don't like the idea of just sitting there. The Fusion are waiting for that. They're grouped up. They're ready for you. Oh my god, Jano takes so much damage so fast there. That was crazy. He gets headshot by Carpe. Look at all that spam. Oh my god. And meanwhile, Decay has gotten 26% of an ult in 3 minutes. And God does kill Ash and get the kill on the cover. So it looks like they're in the clear, maybe, but then, yeah, they're good. And God set that up. He had a nice shot, or nice volley, I think it was. He takes a nice little off angle here, which is cool. And he realizes Asher is kind of just like right there. Yeah. That's one of the advantages of running the Zenyatta here over the Ana. It's just you get that extra damage. You kind of need that extra damage, given that you've been getting bodied. I think they just have to respect Carp. I think that's why Tuba is solo ulting, because they know if Lefty's going to pop off. Yeah, I mean, that's a fair point. Like, it's hard because the Fusion have so many of these playmakers. I mean, in all fairness, I have to give the Justice some credit. If there's one person that you want to just, like, have beat you, like, it'd probably be whoever's lined up next to Carpe, because you'd rather lose to one of those guys than Carpe, because Carpe's just so OP when he has space. So you'd rather just, like, have Ivy try and beat you, which he is doing. Oh my god. Whoa, wait a second. That wall was... Oh my god, I lost that wall. Yeah, I'm about to watch his POV. What a freaking wall. I don't even remember this. This is how you get maximum value out of this character. When you can use her cooldowns this effectively, you're doing something right. Give this man a raise. Give this man a freaking raise.
Observe the barrier.
He's like, oh geez, Sato's gonna get hooked maybe. Don't worry, buddy. You can get hooked. I got the wall for you, smile. This timing's impeccable. Oh my god. That's such a perfect wall. Ivy's so good at Mei. He might be the best Mei in the Overwatch League. I think that's a pretty... Oh, that just... Man. And like, that's another nice wall to kind of just cut off LOS there. He's doing everything right. If I was, what's the name of the fusion coach? KDG? If I was KDG, I'd be the happiest man alive. Rascal definitely does give Ivy a run for his money. I agree. Rascal's a very good Mei in his own right. It's very close. Okay, so Bob gets literally nothing. Fusion want a hard commit for this, and it's working. Alarm ends up having to use Trance, which you don't love to see. Okay. I want to watch... Okay. I understand the Bob there. I kind of wish he hit the cart with that Bob. I don't love that he just missed the cart. I mean, I guess he wanted to, like, scare off the fusion supports, maybe? Yeah, they wanted to make space, and I mean, in all fairness, they kill Sato. So it's not a terrible Bob, actually. I changed my mind. So, like, the fusion just, like, they got some confidence. I get it. That's why he used the trance. He's afraid to dive into full spawn. Did an Astro? Yeah, Astro's rezzing, so yeah, he couldn't really afford to die, I guess. But now Decay has the freest grab I've ever seen in my entire life. That's the only problem with that trance. They have nothing to stop this now. Unless Decay completely, like, whiffs this or something, you know? Okay, I like what Fury was trying to do there. I want to take a second to appreciate Fury's effort there. I liked that he tried throwing that wall up. Go back. A little more.
Retrieving the barrier.
Oh, that's so unlucky. He almost caught that on the shield. Dang. Oh my god, that sucks. He almost caught that. Very close. Very, very close, but that's just how it goes sometimes. I appreciate that effort though from Fury. Trying to make a play, trying to stop that grab. He stopped it before connected. That might have been what happened. But I still like the effort nonetheless.
Hello.
That's why Fury is one of the best. Very intelligent take. It's not just haha, I eat grab, broom, broom, broom. Like, there's more to it.
Activating the barrier.
I don't think... That's an interesting comment. I don't think Decay is the best value bubbles in the league, but he's the best at getting high charge bubbles. That's fair. I do think his bubbles, regardless, are very good. That's just Aim God dying on the flank. There's nothing you can do about that. Or Aim God. They're still getting kills, though. And they have a Bob. It's another weird Bob, almost. Trying to make space again, though. Stitch's Bobs are weird, but also, like, good at the same time. I don't know how to explain that.
Hanzo, at your service.
Who do you have as Rookie of the Year ATP? I'd prefer not to say, just because I don't want to spoil it for a future video, because I am putting this VOD up on YouTube.
We still need
It's nice killing the Ivy, though. res Carpe. So that gives you some space to kind of get around this corner, which is good. Oh yeah, Decay definitely cares more about the damage and the protection. He's literally... That's nice hook. Better hook. Carpe's killing things. That's the thing though, right? Like, that's what they're asking Decay to do. Of course he's gonna care more about the damage. They're asking him to carry. That's literally been his job in these playoffs. I mean, he's limited now, but you guys get the idea. I'm not sure how I feel about Stitch on the Widow here. Like, I'm glad he swapped. Stitch isn't really... he's never really been known for his Widowmaker. I don't know why he'd even bother taking that when Ashe has been such a great comfort pick for him. You might as well one trick until you're dead, you know? One trick until you're out of the playoffs. Okay, or I mean, Carpe's just... He's just waiting. I love watching the Carpe Widow. It's a beautiful thing. Don't do it, aim god. Oh! Yeah. On, like, face value, if Tuba did not have that pulse bomb, that would have been yikes, but yeah. I remember this play happening live. It was crazy. It looks like Fusion are gonna win. Like, Alarm uses the trance, but the pulse bomb from Tuba. Can't really heal up burst damage that comes all at once. Oh wait, so Decay didn't. I don't think. So he used that grab without Tuba initially having the pulse bomb. He had to farm it a little at the end there. But yeah, Justice are able to finish the match. You just gotta clean it up. And there you go. Extra rounds.
Score. Ready for battle.
You know, both teams aren't going to change their ways now. We're just going to keep doing what's been working on our attacks. And that's all there is to it.
Ready for battle. Ready for battle. Ready for battle.
Ready for battle.
5.
Tuba's tracking is so clean. Yeah, I like the trajectory he's had since, like...
Attackers incoming.
Since the Justice first got, like, Janu and Stitch. I feel like he's just been playing better and better. I love this thing from Sada. Just chilling.
60 seconds.
Out of existence.
Carpe gets a kill on the Tuba. I'd like to see that, so we shall rewind
30 seconds.
a little bit.
Don't waste my time.
A little bit more.
Don't waste my time.
Oh, yikes. You hate to see it. Just an easy recall predict.
Don't waste my
Damage
time.
boost to the skull. There you go.
30
Clean.
seconds.
Easy peasy. Hey, God, that was kind of
I
nice.
get the idea.
That's the one thing I like about being able to do these VOD reviews. Just being able to appreciate the plays the pros can make. You love to see that. Who doesn't love a good Zen volley to the head? It's so much fun to watch. Zen's a fun character.
10 seconds.
Almost dies by himself. Just got the mini to rely on. I mean, the Fusion just have to give up space. Oh, Ivy again! This guy is the MVP, man. What the heck?
Barrier unstable.
10 seconds.
They're on the road. Put them out of their misery.
It's starting to annoy me the amount of times they're spraying. That's just what they do. I'm sure it triggers some people's OCD or whatever. This play from Ivy on May and Hanzo, like, just a true flex god. Again, like, the reaction time, that was in slow motion, that still felt so quick. Like, just zero hesitation from this guy. Like, look at it at full speed. Zero hesitation, he just does it. Incredible. Like, Tuba's dead, like, you're not gonna wanna... Tuba's, I love you, but you're not gonna wanna snack ability against Carpe. I mean, like, the good news for the Justice is they're making this very winnable. Like, the Fusion want to play this so slow. Like, you gave up 80%, 83.2%. This is technically pretty doable given it's only 2 minutes.
Barrier's about to break. What is that?
Score.
Alright, Justice, do or die on this map. What's your plan here?
For battle.
Want to roll with the Zen again? Fair enough. You want to run the Zen Mercy Mirror. Ivy pops here. I feel like I remember that. Alright, let's watch Ivy then. Chat. Let's watch this man keep going to work and showing off some acts of brilliance. This might be a sleeper pick. Like, if Fusion make it to Grand Finals, then this guy might have a serious, like, just an amazing series. Like, something tells me if Ivy made it that far, he'd play out of his freaking mind. In elimination games, no, if the Fusion just lose in general, like they're in the losers round, I feel like Ivy's just gonna carry them like he did in this game. Like, this is an elimination game. This is what greatness is all about. Playing well when everything's on the line, your season could come to an end if you don't show up. And Ivy just hits shot after shot after shot. Boom. Sonic Arrow, you're dead. Like, this is what you want out of your players. Like, this is like Prophet-esque, you know? Showing up when it matters. I love that. As a basketball fan, a football fan, like, this stuff warms my heart. Seeing individual acts of brilliance in the clutch. There you go. Fusion up 2-0. Just like that. Man. Ivy, Ivy, Ivy. Now it's all on Volskaya. This is it. The one trickers, the one tricks, Team Washington one tricks.
Ready for battle.
They're down to their final
5,
round. And 2, but this is where the Justice say,
1. Attackers in
we gotta try something.
defend
Let me let me just take a second. Like, I can understand why they do this. They know that the Fusion have them figured out with this Hog Sigma comp they're running. Ivy's having a field day. They're trying to just knock out Carpe, but it doesn't matter. Everyone else is popping off. So they're like, you know what? Let's try something crazy, which I can respect. Let's go with the Tuba Pharaoh because it's been nuts. But what I don't understand is why they want Decay on the Roadhog, given that he hasn't played it at all in the playoffs, essentially. Like, this already hasn't been getting much value. I get that. But I think you'd be better off just running that anyway. Because the K-Hog is... it doesn't really get much done. This is the disadvantage of not having a main tank. Or at least a competent main tank. Janu does kill Alarm, though?
You're covered.
Somehow? I don't know how that happens exactly. Does Alarm just, like... oh, he's just completely isolated. Funny Astro's nowhere near him.
Routing power to forward shield.
Like, if the Justice, like, they really did move up far, like, all of them. I mean, like, that's a good kill to help you potentially stabilize, you know? It's gonna take forever for the kid to get back, but still good. John's just gonna get pelted, he's gotta run away. Diva Hog just ain't it, chief. They have no point presence. Like, you could put the big old Roadhog on there, but he's gonna die in an instant. You can put Diva on there, but the moment the Matrix is gone, yeah. Also, why Stitch on Widow again? I thought we went over this before. The Stitch Widow is not the answer. And like, oh, that's funny. Dang. That's really funny. Sato's like, oh, hello there. If I was Stitch right there, I would have been horrified. I'd be like, yeah, that's unlucky. It feels bad, man, that my chat is so delayed for me. Makes me really sad. I think it's just an internet thing, which really sucks. Because I'd love to be able to talk to you guys, like, really fast and stuff. So Carpe pops the wall. Stitch has to be very careful here. It's a cool hook. Better hook, kind of. Like, this is looking dangerous now. This is on Tuba to do something. He's got the nano. He's got to do something right now. There's your one kill. Start. You gave up a tick, though, for free. Kind of sucks. Hit the shot, you know. Oh, Astra, look out. That rock. Was that rock on purpose? You'd have to assume so. I was just Fury doing Fury things.
Barrier fracturing. Barrier destroyed.
So yeah, Fusion, just disengage. Wait for your Roadhog to get back. Stitch, I like this swap from him. I remember at the time of me watching, I really liked this switch. If you're not going to play Ashe, then please just play Tracer. I can get it too, though, because there's a lot of pressure on you. Even though he's been beasting and feasting on the Ashe in the playoffs, he's got two very dangerous snipers that counter him. So I like the swap. Just keep pressuring the snipers like you've been doing before. Because, I mean, it has kind of worked, even though the Justice are down 2-0. They've been putting up a fight. It's not like King's Row was not close.
Observe the barrier.
Tuba has the barrage ready. Will he do anything with it, though? There's no bubble for him. He has a Matrix, potentially from Janu. Sato Hog was surprisingly pretty good. Yeah. It was very good. Continue solo ulting Decay, Pepe laugh.
I will not
Or just solo ult the Mercy. I mean, that's all you need. You killed the person that can res, and that's a one fight. It's like sometimes that's what I consider a good value barrage. Like a lot. Like I think barrage is like I think people have gotten better at protecting the exposed Pharah these days, but I'm sure a bunch of you knew back in the day at least. Like barrage was like the worst ultimate in the game. It still is one of the worst. So if you can get a kill off of it, and then like a high value kill off of a Mercy especially, that's good. That's what you want. Okay.
enemy contact.
Justice have potential to stabilize, but they have to play intelligently.
Personne n'échappe à mon regard.
Oh, Johnny wants to bomb, doesn't he? Or he did want to bomb. Or no, maybe he just wanted down Tuba. I mean, there you go. Tuba just cleans it up. Get the NATO boost. That's all they use too, so that's actually a pretty good fight if you're the Justice. Tuba's closer to the barrage now. All you used was the NATO. Carpe's like, yeah, I'm done. Screw this Pharah. I don't like Pharah. I'm gonna play McCree. And boy, do I love me some Carpe McCree. I don't know about you guys, but Carpe Cree's very fun to watch. Has always been one of the best at it in the Overwatch League, in my opinion. Like, first shot he takes, headshot. It's a close call, no big deal. Bionated, rather. Tuba's just dead. And McCree historically has always been very good on OFB as well as Skya. Go back to Overwatch League Season 1 and people are using that. This time flashbang, no big deal. We're cleaning it up. Tuba gets nothing. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Justice kind of took away a lot of the time bank. So realistically, that was not a bad defense, given how it started. But the problem is how they attack. Not exactly something to be inspired by. Super would be very disappointed. Oh, no, no. I remember on the stream, if you were there for the companion stream, I was like... Or not my companion stream, but it was Like Day's companion stream. I was hanging out with him, and we were like, wait, is Decay gonna play Winston? Is he gonna do it? And then he did it, and we were all very sad. But yeah, Justice for some reason want to stay with the Pharah. I think it's a little ill-advised at this point. I would maybe just go back to the Ashe Sombra or Ashe Tracer. And just like try and focus someone down. I know it's hard for Stitch to get a lot done. Stitch Sombra isn't bad though, but like he hasn't been playing it much, and that's what worries me. Like, I think it was the game against Houston when there was like dive for a week or something, like Winston Zarya dive in NA. He played it and it was pretty good.
Here I am.
That's a nice hack on the alarm, but like, okay, gets bodied. K wants to go on the flank, you know, that's what Roadhogs do. He do be going on the flank though, but goes a little too far because there's a Sigma shield. Aim God could not really do anything about that. Like, what do you want Aim God to do there? There's a shield in his face. Goodbye, Aim God. Sato just... This was such an amazing team game by the Fusion. I think Ivy had a really good game. I think Sato in particular played very well. And like Carpe still found ways to be effective, even though he was getting hard focused for like almost all of the time he was in on King's Row. And even a little bit on this map to a certain extent. And then, yeah, see, that's what I mean. He does things. Oh, he was just waiting. He knew Tuba wanted to go that way. Easy clap. This gives me a lot of hope for the Fusion in the Final Four. Same here. This game in particular gives me a lot of confidence for them. Because they're showing me they have the ability to adapt. They're not just going to stick on the Winston. They learned that they can play other things. Like, they can throw teams off guard like they did with the Justice. They looked back at that Shock game and they're like, holy moly, this is scary. Let's not just play dive into this and get dominated like every other team besides the Shock who knocked them down to losers. Let's think of a smart plan here. And KDG did that. I wonder how Seoul Dynasty feel right about now, knowing that guy's popping off on Philly as the head coach. Carpe's gonna get pressured. Nano maybe does something. There you go. Decay dies again. Decay's having a hard time. It's kind of hard for them, now that I'm thinking about it. While I want them to play Zarya Hog, at the same time I don't want them to. Because I feel like it's so much harder to do stuff on the Zarya when there's like a Sigma there with the shield to block some stuff. And like the snipers, or at least the Fusion were on snipers, like everyone's so split apart. It's hard to get a lot of value when everyone's not grouped up. I want to just take a second to see how Decay gets blown up again. Decay, let's see what happens here. Decay's just going in, like he has this mindset that he's still on Zarya almost. He gets blown up and like there's no one near him there. There's literally no one there. There's no one there to help him. Ark's all the way over here. Ark's with Tuba. Stitch is chasing after Carpe. Aim God's cowering in fear behind this thing, whatever it is, this little barrel thing. Janu's taking some other angle. Like, Decay needs to realize, like, maybe he should have just, like, went to point there instead of, like, maybe you should have chilled and, like, at least tried to get a tick out of that, because he just fed. He was just an ult charge battery there. That's all he served. He did not serve anything else in that fight. But the case is the exact problem with what they did in the shot game. He doesn't give respect to his opponent. I think that's part of it. But I think that's kind of what was asked. Like, that's what the Justice wanted him to do, like the coaching staff. They're like, just go in, do stuff. So now Justice have like a decent ultimate economy, so like this looks like a winnable fight for them. You know, they're gonna have Whole Hog, they're gonna have Bomb, they're gonna have Valk, they're gonna have Pulse Bomb, they're gonna have Barrage. They're just missing a watch Carpe POV. Gotcha. Justice have a lot to work with here. But they just don't do anything. This looks like such a winnable fight. If you can just force, like, alarm trance out early, you're good.
30 seconds remaining.
Alright, let's see what Carpe does.
Our time is running out.
Carpe's such a clutch Tracer player. Oh, that's clean. That's clean. Was it the best idea for the Justice to risk going on a off angle in the last fight like that? That dragon. I'm just curious, like,
Everyone get on defense.
why would it maybe just be a better idea to, like, go main? Maybe they don't know Carpe's there and Sato's there? I don't know. Probably not the best play. Like, that's just the end. Looking at this from Carpe's POV though, just the dragon in the sky, it's pretty silly. An alarm, he was just chilling. I was saying they really need to try and force trance out early in this fight, and they just don't. Alarm probably doesn't feel any pressure there at all. Like, let's look at Alarm. Let's look at Alarm. Alarm is just chilling. There's no one near him right now. Hold on. Let me flash forward. Who's there to contest him? There's no one there. There's no one there to do anything to this guy. I think Stitch need to be going on the flank here to try and pulse bomb him and force out the trance. Never mind going with Aim God on whatever mission you're doing. Like, look at this. Like, he's all the breathing room in the world, but all the Fusion players do. There's nothing. That's the disadvantage of being this one-dimensional team. If they could maybe play like a Winston there, you know, like, just get in there with like a Winston, Sombra dive or something, or like Tracer or whatever. That would be nice. But you don't want to run Roar, as he's kind of a feeder. And there you go. And that's how the one-trick team crumbles. Fusion won that map pretty convincingly. Oh man, what a match. So some concluding thoughts. Justice got exposed as a team that can only really play one composition, or like, I guess just double off tank even. And the Fusion completely exposed that. They came in with a plan. It was beautiful, and that gives me a lot of hope for them going into the playoffs now. I think they have a chance to definitely win the whole thing. I don't think it's guaranteed. It's going to be very hard because I think San Francisco in particular are going to be a huge problem. And Shanghai could even be scary. And even Seoul to a certain extent. They're like the dark horses. This is going to be tough for the Fusion, but I think they have decent odds of winning the whole thing. Because I like what they're showing me right now. They looked calm, cool, and collected in an elimination game. And that's what you got to do. Stare fear right in the face and just come in with a good plan and get the dub. We'll see how things go, though. Shanghai's going to be a very interesting matchup. Shanghai versus Philly is probably like my game of the week when that matchup does happen.